So, dear friends, tonight it's very fortunate that many years ago I met one of the most charismatic, illustrious, audacious chefs in the United States. Young, raised on the East Coast, in fact, in Virginia on a farm. He's today with his mom as well, who raised him and a great family up to the age of 12. He was feeding the chickens, harvesting, farm to table. He built it to a much bigger level, became a chef, an incredible chef, worked in some of the best, most notorious restaurants in Texas. That's where I met him the first time, and moved to Louisiana as well, and has started one of the most incredible new trends. He's going to tell us all about it today, a trend of underground dinner. Basically, what Chef DAT does, he sends an email or calls 20 people, unknown location, and says, I'm cooking tonight in this place, come. This has been an enormous success in the United States. He's extremely talented, he's charismatic. He's invented a whole seasonal platform of great and beautiful sauces and spices. And he is the king, the master behind, obviously, the stove and, of course, the barbecue. So the theme of tonight is a Texas, Louisiana. He's at his estate on the lake in Louisiana, and he's going to cook with us. Without further ado, I want to bring our irresistible, charming, Southern accent, Chef DAT. Chef, are you with us? There he is.
Hello.
Look at that style. So please, dear friends, don't look at me. Look at Chef. He's going to be savoring a bottle of JCB 69. Welcome, Chef. This is JCB Live. Show us how you savoring.
Oh, Jean-Charles. Well, right now we're going to start pouring some, and then we're also going to savor. It is so good to see you. Welcome to my humble abode lake house here in Louisiana, where we're going to grill wonderful steak from my friend's Happy Hollow Ranch, legendary Hall of Fame defensive man from the Dallas Cowboys. Mr. Chuck Holly is the owner of the farm, and I'm excited to share his beef with you. I'm excited to have foie gras and figs with you, and excited for you to be part of me and my family. And yes, I mean, we enjoy champagne, and I know you do too, and that's about me.
We want to meet everyone around you.
How do I savor?
Why don't you savor first?
Oh,
Let's do it at the same time. I'm going to go very long. Woo! Look at this baby. That was quite the one. I kept the bottle a little warm to make sure you had it. Fantastic. Very well done. You're an artist. I love it, Chef. Very well done. So, introduce us your beautiful mom.
This is my mother, Brooke, and this is her lake house that I get the opportunity to come spend weekends with, clear some brush, ride on the boat, get a really nice sunburn, enjoy some aloe, eat some really good food, sleep in a little late. You know, it's good old Louisiana living, but it's how we like it, baby.
The real life, the true life, isn't it?
La c'est le bon temps roulé.
Fantastic. So, Chef, what was it, as you're with your mom, maybe it's a great time to say, before we start grilling, what was it to be raised on a farm and to really have that first touch with the animals, with the vegetables, with the orchard, and how did that inspire you to become a chef?
Well, we had chickens and we grew some vegetables on our land. We were surrounded by farmers in Virginia, and it was interesting to meet the cows and the chickens. And we had a neighbor that had tobacco fields, and we had neighbors that grew every crop there was, from commercial to organic. And we loved barter. So we had a barter with all of our friends. Oh, come here. So we would barter our chicken eggs or carrots and beef or a truck, whatever it may be. But it made me really appreciate cooking, because my mother cooked like Louisiana, and we did not have any of that kind of food, no restaurant to go to with that kind of flavor, that kind of cuisine. So mom would take the ingredients from the local farms and local friends and turn it into magic, which was a spicy, Cajun, zesty, fun, delicious.
Very cool. And so right at that age, you started to learn about the flavor of what maybe Louisiana had to offer in the South.
Yes, sir. So then moving to Louisiana and becoming an adult in Louisiana, I appreciate the food I grew up with as a child. And it really made me, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
It made me really appreciate where I came from and getting back to my culture. And today, I'm going to show you some really fun food that has some Cajun spice to it, but French technique, which is really what Louisiana is from. It's a French technique with a little American flair.
Well, we look forward to it. But before you go, I would like to, before you go behind the grill, I would love for you, Chef DAT, to explain to everyone. The connection goes back and forth. How did you start the concept that is so phenomenal of the supper club? And how did you get this idea? And how is it working? Because I think it's so much of an innovation in the entire United States and the world in general. So tell us all about it.
I wish that I could take full credit on the idea. I was actually reading the New York Times while on a flight from Seattle to Honolulu, and it was talking about people in New York doing pop-up events, a supper club in Berkeley. It talked about the gentleman in Los Angeles who was doing events and these invite-only dinners. No one in the South, no one in Dallas, no one in Louisiana was doing this yet. And I figured, well, why not? Let's try it. And my friends who own restaurants were very intimidated because what we were doing, we're disrupting an industry. And when you do that, people get intimidated, and that's fine. John Charles, you have disrupted your industry, and you're amazing. And it's the same thing I did as a kid, was I was just disrupting restaurants and turning it to where they could have members only private event and have food that's exquisite and different than you can have in a restaurant. A restaurant has barriers and walls, and there's things you cannot do in public that you can do in private. John Charles, I know about what chocolate and two women in a bathtub looks like, and I also know what a crazy fun dinner looks like.
But that's amazing. So I love your image of saying a restaurant is behind four walls and that's all that can happen. So when you choose a place and you choose a menu and you announce it, you must have a great list, number one. And how do you choose what to do and where? And how do you time it? Because I know you do it from Belize to the US, to Hawaii, to foreign countries as well. I mean, I love this concept, and I cannot wait for us to decide when we do it in Napa Valley or in Burgundy. But tell us a little bit how you time this, because a lot of people are very inspired by people who are innovators like you and who disrupt the typical train of thought. And this is what we're going to need in the future, specifically in the restaurant world.
You're asking me how I choose. It's a little spur of the moment, but it is triggered purposely because I know what times of the year and what seasons certain areas are, you know, good to forage. So, you know, the fall in Oregon, amazing. The porcinis, the chanterelles, the lobster mushrooms coming in season, the black trumpets. So it's basically a bound forage season. And by business, I also know that Belize is busy at a certain time. Hurricane season, not so much. Christmas, January, February, very busy in Belize. Dallas, very busy during Christmas season and wedding season. So every area has its time. When it's in August, it's hurricane season in Belize, and it's summer, it's 100 degrees in Dallas, then you have Colorado, and you have areas like that to go to San Francisco, where it's much cooler. So that's why I plan when, where, how, and that's how the logistics of it all work.
That's brilliant. Now, what has been your favorite location and your best memory? I've attended a few of yours, which were insanely fantastic. So maybe give us an idea, location and why.
Gosh, Moses. I'm going to have to go with Moses and I drove from Vegas to San Francisco. We knew two people, and I sent an email out announcing that we were going to do an illegal foie gras dinner. And I think we called it Forbidden Gifts. And that was the concept because foie gras was illegal, and we brought it from Alain Ducasse over at Mix in Vegas. So we bring the foie gras in illegally. We push out an email for this dinner. A local food writer picked it up, and then we sold out this dinner, and it was at, where was his name? Red's right there by the farmer's market warehouse on the bank, the pier.
Very cool spot.
It was phenomenal. Every dish had foie gras. It was phenomenal and amazing. And I think that was probably the most fun we've ever had doing a dinner. We thought we would fail. The writing on the wall was failure, and we succeeded beyond our ever imagination. So that's the best story.
Congratulations. So two things take away from me. One, foie gras, forbidden, but if you bring it from outside, you can actually cook it. Private dinner, in close crowds, so nobody knows, and you did it. So this is very cool. So what's ahead? Before we get on the grill, what is your evolution in this world? Are you very energized as we reopen the country and the world at large to do a few of those very soon?
Yes, sir. So we're excited to reopen and get things going again. We're very cautious about the cleanliness aspect of, our new place we're opening. I'm opening a butcher shop and grocery store, which is a very Louisiana traditional butcher shop grocery store selling po' boys and gumbo. So it'll be really fun, and we open and start that early November.
And now I think it's a good time, Chef, if you allow me to serve another one as you're cooking. You have it, the famous Oak Hill Vineyards Chardonnay from the Loach, Green Valley, in the heart of the Russian River. So, Chef, before I talk about the wine, tell us what you're doing right now.
Right now, I'm preparing for my entree course. I did a little Holly Pop. It's a brand that a friend of mine does, popcorn. So I made popped sorghum. That'll go with our steak. This right here, I've already started my plate. I use fig preserves, a little basil puree, gremolata, and this is Tabasco peppers from South Louisiana, as far as and cayenne spice from Louisiana as well. So Louisiana feel with French technique. The skillet right here is burning hot. You see the smoke rising off the skillet. Very important. The foie gras is frozen, okay? So keep your frozen foie gras, you score the edges of the foie gras. So keep the center, and I cook the center. We're gonna take this.
You're making me starving. Foie gras, one of our ultimate favorite phenomenal dish. So, Chef, I'll let you comment what you're doing and how long all that should take place, because you are the master at it.
Okay, so right now what I'm doing is I'm getting a hard sear on the outside. Imagine taking butter that is frozen and cooking it to the skillet. So right now I'm trying to get this perfect bronze color underneath here, and I'm waiting for it to cook. So the middle, the reason I leave it frozen, the middle you still want to be nice and firm and on texture. And you want the outside to be nice and crispy. That's exactly what we're gonna do kind of with our steak as well. Yes, we're gonna take this. It's almost ready to flip. See all the smoke burning off here? You can't do this in a normal home because you have to have a really good vent hood. I would turn on the vent hood usually, but I think the noise would be really loud.
That's beautiful, though.
Okay, you ready?
I'm totally ready. I'm with you. Gorgeous. Wow. Sexy, seductive, all of the above. In the meantime, I'm opening pans. You see, there's Stuart, a very talented chef, a great listener that I am, who is now going to eat as a great fun tasting from actual. So now, dear friends, I'm opening the portal. So I'm going to show you very shortly. I'm opening every pan, how it's going to look. So, Chef, what are you doing there in the saucepan?
Oh, so now I'm taking the foie gras off the fire completely. I'm letting it sear that outside, taking that foie gras fat, and letting the drippings cook.
You can see that.
So it cooks thoroughly, completely.
Gorgeous, beautiful. And so how long have you been cooking foie gras for?
$16 years.
Wow. So you actually made foie gras yourself? What a question. I got to be provocative. So, Chef, I want to show you my incredible dish. You see, I'm very close to you. I'm doing a sardine tasting in your honor. Porto sardine, picante. The fantastic and one of the most famous sardina and tomato from Portugal. This one. And here, another fantastic sardine producer, Ramon Peñas. So, Chef, all those we sell in our atelier, where you've been many times. So I can have something meanwhile you're cooking, because we're only 6,000 miles away, or 2,000 miles away. You could see how lovely those little beautiful sardines are. And Chef, this is in the plates we've designed with Bernardo. You can see this is the heart, and this is the alchemy of the senses plate. So I'm going to be tasting as you're talking, Chef. And I think having this Green Valley made by Brian Maloney the Loge Vineyard is a great wine to go with your foie gras as we're looking at you, and amazing to go with the sardine. So this wine, by the way, very slow pressing time, aging French oak, phenomenal flavor profile. Hawk Hill Vineyards, really one of the most famous in the heart of the Green Valley. So Chef, tell us, what are you doing over there?
Right here is the foie gras on bed of jalapeno with cayenne, fig, cayenne peppers that are pickled, and then basil gremolata. So put this right here on top.
That's great.
Take a little bit of salt, and then our dish is finished for dish number one.
Wow, this is beautiful. You see, this is so fun. I have cans open, and you have an amazing man-made, creatively gorgeous dish. So how is the dish going with the wine? Do you like Chardonnay with foie gras?
Yes, sir. So I'm going to take a bite and make sure this is not poisonous. So a little bit of the gremolata, a little bit of the fig, a little bit of the foie gras.
Explain what does the beurre blanc do, and luckily what it adds to the pairing with the wine. Because I'm a huge fan of beurre blanc, of course.
John Charles, thank you so much to your winemakers and your people who help with harvest to making this wine so good. This, I can teach you how to do this. I can't teach you how to do this. The wine adds a rich texture to the foie gras. It's so fatty. It just blends right in like a perfect flow. Pardon my French, but it's freaking delicious.
And tell us about the beurre blanc too, and why it's so important not to hesitate with butter, because people tend to be often way too paranoid with butter and think, oh, I should not put butter, but it adds a great dimension, flavor, texture, layers. I'm a huge fan of butter, and I use a lot of Barat butter whenever I'm preparing anything.
Well, butter, the texture and flavor of butter in wine, I enjoy. I enjoy dry wine and a buttery wine. It depends on what I'm pairing with. With this dish, when you told me that we're going to get to have this certain wine, I know this, the ABA, I mean, for the exact vineyard, it's a single vineyard. It's phenomenal. And the first thing off my head, knowing you're going to have this today, something pickled, something fatty, and something rich to go with the wine, because the wine is so rich and so amazing. So that's why I chose foie gras, and the pairing is perfect because the pickle and the fig and the fat from the foie gras all come together like the balance of the wine and the grapes do. So naturally, I chose the best for the best. And I'll tell you what, John Charles, before I go outside and cook my steaks, this caviar vodka with the foie gras, mwah, delicio.
You're surprising me. I love it.
So, as I said earlier, Happy Hollow Beef, located in Wills Point, Texas. Dallas Cowboy legend. This is their beef, grass-fed, organic. We just got it put into DISD, the Dallas Independent School District. So the kids are going to be eating local meats from a local producer, all organic in our schools starting next year, which is very exciting to me. No more bullshit, processed, mass-produced, big corporation, local, helping local, and giving back to charity. I'm also going to be doing some dinners soon, and at these dinners, I'll put them on my website, which is chefdat.com. And I'll post it on Instagram, the @ Chef DAT. And with these, I'm going to be donating 20% of every dinner we sell to World Central Kitchen to help Jose Andres feed this world and cure this COVID virus so we can all get back to normal. But this beef right here, I seasoned earlier.
Fantastic. So this is very exciting, and I cannot not share to everybody, dear friends, when this whole COVID started, Chef DAT gave me a call, very kindly. We've been texting all year long, do great things together, and we've done so many. And he said, Jean-Charles, we got to help people in the front line, and we got to help people out there who are in need. And we all know, when we talked, it was 3 months ago when COVID started, if we knew that over 35 million people would be today in the situation they're in. So I really want to thank Chef DAT for not only thinking of it, but doing it. You know, there's always a big lesson in life. You can write about it, you can think about it, you can have, you know, reminiscence of it, but if you don't do it, nothing happens and you don't make a difference. So Chef DAT, as I just poured the Pinot, I want to raise my glass to you and your family, and you specifically for being such an action-oriented chef. I mean, teaming up with Jose Andres, one of the most amazing Spanish chefs in the world, making a huge difference, being the advisor of the White House, and you doing all what you can and donating back so much for all of that is very commending. So I hope everybody's joining us to have a toast for Chef DAT, because this is a big deal. You know, it's one thing to say, I'm thinking of donating. It's another thing to do it. And to cut your profit, to cut your revenues, to cut the contribution to all your people and say, I don't care, I want to help others. So, Chef, as you're cooking, I really want to raise my glass to you and for your unbelievable sense of entrepreneurship and your passion for others, because there's no one better in the room, behind the stove and in the room, to talk about what you do. And I know it's not easy because you're outdoor, you're in the middle of your amazing lake house in Louisiana, so the connection is not as easy, but many, many people are with us right now and really admirative of what you do. So cheers. So tell us maybe about where you sourced this great beef.
I'm sorry, say that one more time, John Charles.
Tell us where you sourced the great beef you're having grilling right now. Where does it come from?
So Happy Hollow Beef is located in Wills Point, Texas, and it's all about the process to do grass-fed, all organic, grass-finished cows that they actually take care of and have huge open fields. We're talking 500 heads have 1,500 acres. Okay, so a lot of land for a cow. They live in a heaven. And right now, we're finishing our steaks. We just did the flip. We're turning and burning. The embers are hot. We want to do a medium rare. Remember earlier we made that foie gras? So we're going to take this foie gras fat and just pour it all over that steak, just like that.
Love it. And
then,
this chef.
Cheers to you. Thank you for helping out. Thank you for caring and helping out, John Charles. I love you for that. Cheers. Cheers.
Tell us about why the Pinot, and I will describe you where it comes from in a moment, but why the Anderson Valley Pinot may go well as well with the beef, because often everybody wants to go to cab, which is a great idea, of course, but a Pinot is as well very seductive and very, very essential with the taste profile, The meat has to. Give us your opinion on that.
What do you say? I did not hear you, John Charles. I apologize.
No, you're working hard behind the grill. So I was asking, why would the Pinot be great with the beef? And why Pinot is as well very important with great grilled meat, not just Cabernet.
Well, to each their own. I personally, can you see me real well? I personally think that I could even pair an amazing bottle of rosé with this as well.
Yeah.
There's a stigma of what you pair with what. Foie gras and sauternes. But what is sauternes? Sauternes is, you know, a grape that is extra aged and has more sugar content. Your Chardonnay went perfect with it. So we break boundaries, we break rules. We are disruptive people. So we stick with that idea the same way. This Pinot is more earthy. So I have a grass-fed, grass-finished beef. This was harvested in the autumn time. So you have to realize that grain, there's no grain finish. This is grass to grass and organic. So it's have more of a gamey, real life texture. It's not like it was raised in a cage animal. This was a real living animal that lived a great life. And at time it came to harvest, we get to enjoy it. So I know the diet of the animal. I know where it came from. So therefore, I think it goes better with Pinot than it does with Cabernet, because Cabernet is big, it's juicy, it has sweet notes. And that right there needs to go with more of a grain finish, a dry aged steak. This being from slaughter, going into dry aging for 21 days, then going to vacuum seal to package, straight to grill here. And today, the seasoning on this is very light: salt, pepper, and a little garlic. That's it. We're gonna slice it and serve it. But you know, I did cheat a little bit, just a little bit. I think the foie gras fat was a cheater. I'm sorry. I know people at home are going, I can cook this steak better. You can, but I cheated with the foie gras fat. So, and the foie gras fat on the steak will go perfect with the wine.
So, chef, as you're describing how you're going to let this meat rest and obviously dressing up, we have a few minutes. I'd love to hear what drives your unbelievable passion. You know, I adore your personality. As you know, when we met, we hit it off the first time. Carla Nichols is with us, commenting how much she loves you. She's drinking number 5 on the poolside, as you recommended. And many of our friends adore your style already. And this video is going to go worldwide. I want to hear more about Chef DAT's personal passion. What is your passion and what drives it?
That's a very honest and realizing question that I recently had to answer. You put me on the spot there. We did not plan this. Now, you know, I'm gonna take off
we
my
never
apron.
planned anything together, but we don't need to.
Take off the apron. So, what really drives me, the passion that I have, and the reason I am the person I am, is relationships. Relationships in life are the most important part of my life. My mother, my relationships with people I work with, relationships with people I do business with, relationships with people who are my best friends. Those relationships drive my passion. When I see them going, do it, work harder, push, it makes me work harder and push because I don't want to let them down. And vice versa, I push them to work harder and be better in that relationship. So relationships is the key word here. Relationships is what drives my entire passion.
And you know, which is amazing with you is you're such a person who is a people person. I've always noticed in you how you drive your energy coming from the people themselves. And what I love in those private dinners that you do, and I'm sure many people will be so interested in it, is you escalate the dinners. It's an alchemy of the senses, as I love to say, that you attended when we were in Texas. It keeps going up and up and up in spices, in flavor, in energy. So is it how you really get such a drive? People, and then what's next for you? Tell us, as we're going to go to chefdat.com, of course, and many people will probably contact you to do something unique with them. What's next? And explain us what you have in your head as it sits today.
Today we're focused on just helping people, getting back the nation as safe as possible, helping people. Protesting is happening for a reason, and it's good. There is change needs to be happening all around the world. Many countries should be protesting to solve their problems, and I'm glad that some people are doing what they're doing. I'm glad there will be change. I'm glad there will be no more disease. And I'm glad that my future going forward, I realized what an essential business was. Before, I didn't even know that word, essential.
Yeah.
Aren't we all essential? Is it everything an essential business? I thought it was, but no, I was wrong. A bar, not essential. A restaurant, not essential. What is essential is a grocery store, Oakville Grocery like you have, the Atelier like you have. These are essential businesses. People still need to go to get grocery. They're going to have to get food delivered. People have to eat. Let's feed the hungry. Let's feed those in need. Let's feed the world. Let's feed our moms and our brothers and our sisters. Let's feed and help everyone. And this is easily obtainable if we deal locally and help each other locally and stay in our boundaries and help each other. Instead of being world police and solving everybody's problem, let's help each other.
I love it. Well, what a great, powerful, simple, and so important statement in today's time. I agree with you. We can often get lost into other ideas. Life needs to be much more about each other, helping one another, being passionate about each other. And I love the fact that this is what drives you. So, Chef, 2 more minutes to show our friends that last fish prepared, that amazing steak, because you gave us a lot of ideas. We're all going to go to the grill now, and we're going to do the same. So any secrets you want to share on the spice? Because I feel in this one a lot of tobacco spice. I feel a lot of silkiness, great cannons, but a lot of leather and baked spices in the wine. So how did you take that to that dish you prepared?
Earthy, delicious, thin. The contrast from that to the fat and the salt. But also likely it pairs great because this steak, as I said, is very special. This is not your just normal everyday beef. So how we would serve this at the restaurant, by the way, the name of the place would be called The Parish, Boucherie and Grocery. We're going to take a page out of the Oakville playbook or the Atelier playbook, and we're going to have you there to do a book signing too this morning. Morning. So we take the steak right here. These are pecans that are candied. Take a little pecan around the side. The pecans were done with cannabinoids, so cannabis oil, powdered sugar, brown sugar, and then a little cayenne, because it's we like to keep a little heat and sweet at the same time. That's going to allow the crunch for our dish. We're going to do some roasted vegetables probably later today to go with. But this is mini popcorn. So, baby, remember the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Honey, I Shrunk the Popcorn. There's a mini popcorn.
I love
this is pop sorghum.
That's going to be a great movie for me to watch with my 9-year-old. I think it's a great idea. Honey, I Shrank the Kids. Honey, I Shrank the Kids. Well, luckily you haven't shrank the beef. Wow. This is gorgeous, Chef DAT. It's amazing. You have the Midas touch. I love it because every time I've watched you, I'm so admirative. A few movements, even though the line goes on and off sometimes, and it looks amazing and it tastes fabulous. So this is such a great privilege to be able to be with you and to be able to enjoy such a great Saturday afternoon. Do you want to just describe a few more things on that dish? And then we'll cheer to everyone and you'll have to share one secret.
What? Whoa. One secret. If I share one secret, you share one secret.
Of course I will. I promise.
Okay, I'll explain the dish one more time and then you can ask your secret first that I need to share. The dish is Happy Hollow beef with popped sorghum done with holly pop seasoning. And then it is a cannabinoid or CBD candied pecan salad on the side.
My sister. Keep going, Chef. Forgive me. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, well, the plate is Happy Hollow beef with holly popcorn. We did popped sorghum, and then we finished off with the CBD pecans that are candied with cayenne pepper and thyme and sugar.
Did I hear CBD?
Yes, sir.
That seems like the alphabet. I'm just wondering, what is CBD? I got to play
CBD
with you as I have
the
my
cannabinoids. You and I can talk about CBD some other time, my brother.
I agree. But this is so cool for you introducing it to the dish. Phenomenal. Congratulations, Chef. So I want to hear one secret. Did we hear the secret? We haven't heard the secret. Wow, this is gorgeous. Phenomenal place, incredible view. So, Chef, give me one secret because I'm going to give you one.
Hey, you want me to share a secret with you?
Well, with me and everybody in the world who's going to see this, which is you need to know a lot of people, but you know, you're so fun, so charismatic, so contagious. You know, your personality is amazing. And I cannot wait till you can come back to Napa and we're going to do something at our house or the winery at Deloach Vineyards or Buena Vista or Raymond or Bouchard. It would be so much fun to do something with you here, as we've done many times in Texas and other places. So share one secret, and then in 10 seconds, I'll share mine.
One secret. I strongly hate, it's a very strong word, hate broccoli. I'm supposed to like everything. I don't tell anyone. I have to cook it. I have to work with the shit. I have to make it taste good. It smells like a fart in the room. It is horrible. I don't know why people eat it. I don't get it. That is my secret. Don't tell anybody, but I hate broccoli. I hate it.
Well, you know, that was the same story for me with Brussels sprout, but I'm going to come closer to the camera And Chef DAT, I have a secret to give you. And I'm very ashamed of it because I'm a pathetic chef. But when I was 5 years old, making wine already, I'm going to show you a picture that we have here at the house in the kitchen. And this is the picture of me at 5 years old dreaming to become a chef. So you can maybe see the picture. You see my sister as a clown because she's a great clown and a great actress. And you see me as the little boy right here, right? This little boy here. It's me as a chef. So nobody has ever seen this picture because, you know, my mother very kindly shared it with me recently. And I love it. And Gina, my lovely wife, reminds me when I'm in the kitchen that not only I need to help, but at the same time, I need to do the dishes. Because of course, if I'm the sous chef, I need to do something. So chef, I want to wish you, on the behalf of Carla, of Ken, of Woody, of Dylan, of Jen, of Patrick, Melissa, all of us who are your friends, first and foremost, a really deep appreciation for being with us this afternoon. The love of your family, the love of your friends, the love of others to help, the sense of community you have. And I really want to thank you, very importantly, Chef, to be my friend. And your mother next to you is irresistible. I cannot wait to see her again. I cannot wait for you to come to our house where I am today. This is why I wanted us to be at the house on Wapo Hill in Napa Valley, as if we were together dining. And I want to tell you, friendship forever, and always looking up and being passionate about others. This is what it's all about. When the world goes and when we go, it's all about the friendship that we have. So, Chef, thank you immensely for having spent a little bit of your Saturday afternoon with us from Louisiana, from your great lake house, to your family, to your friends, to your commitment to life, and how great you are as a friend, as a human being, and for others, a great inspiration.
Cheers, Jean-Charles. Thank you. I love you too, brother.
Love you.